He was going to try one of these where he goes 1, 2, 3, and jump into the bottom, jump into the floor below their balcony. Oh. But guess what? This is not a Jamie Foxx movie, my friend. Gravity is real.
I'm a f***ing animal! I'm a f***ing animal!
Wow. Hold on, JD, did you just burp right before we started?
Yeah, I throw burped.
Oh, you throw burp. Hey, this is Complete Animals, second episode. Man, did we learn a lot from the first episode, didn't we, JD?
It was trash, but we could do better next time.
Oh, that's what he thinks. But my name is DJ Wonder. This is JD over here. Complete Animals. If you didn't listen to the first episode, I implore you, go check it out. YouTube.com/DJ Wonder or any podcast service provider. You just type in DJ Wonder or Complete Animals and you will find us. So you can see how trash it was, right, JD?
No comments, but yeah, definitely check it out.
Check this out. I got put into in Miami, Florida, cool guy group text, right, with all of these influencers. So before I put the podcast out, JD hits me and he goes, "Yo, man, you got to edit this. You got to edit this. I look crazy. Listen." I said, F it. I'm gonna put it out there anyway. And now, not only is it out there, it went to all the influencers that this guy knows. How do you feel about that? They all saw it. All right.
You know who you are. Come at me.
All right. And then also after we recorded last time, there was all kinds of drama. Do you remember that, JD?
Yeah.
Let me just tell you.
That hit from the blind side. That was interesting.
We're not going to get into it right now. Eventually, we may cover it. But let me just tell you, this is no joke. We're giving all you listeners and viewers our all, and this is very serious. You don't know what happens before and after each recording. It gets real.
It sure does. It sure does. Ain't no doubt about that.
Once again, youtube.com/DJ Wonder. You're probably watching it on it right now. But hit subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I did an interview with Mad Max Radio. This kid is in college, right? His name's Mad Max. He has a radio station on Live 365. It's called live365.com/station/Mad Max Radio and a bunch of other numbers. Just type in Mad Max Radio. It'll come up. So he's graduating college, so I'm guessing he's probably 21, 22, right? But this dude was like an old soul. He asked me like stuff about horror movies. He knew who Linda Blair was from The Exorcist before I could come up with her name. Like this is what I've noticed with a younger generation of people is that they're very old souls. And you kind of put me on to this, JD. There was a girl that we were like driving with the last time I came down to Miami, maybe like in January, and she was like going about 90 to 100 miles an hour in the car, playing Barry White over and over and over.
Oh yeah, and with the short hair, yeah.
Yeah. What did you call her? What did you call her?
She kind of looked like Meg from Family Guy, but she's a gorgeous version of Meg, though.
That's right. So
you know who you are.
We know her as Meg from Family Guy. But yo, she wanted to. I don't know who she was trying to impress, or if that's just what she does. She was going through all of her Barry White songs and driving.
She's in her own world. She's artsy like that.
Yeah. So that's what's up with this generation? It's a bunch of old souls, or the internet is allowing people to do that?
Hey, she's in a big 3-0 range, so she gets away with that.
Okay, I thought she was younger, but it's all good too.
I know. Hey, she has different stress levels.
All right. Well, this weekend I played two places in Miami. I played the Sylvester, and I'll talk to the guy that kind of put me on to that a little bit later on tonight. And then I played Blackbird also, and I was feeling kind of rusty, man. I wasn't ready.
No, actually, you did perform well. You handled yourself well.
Well, you came at a good time. Everybody was drunk, and the crowd was kind of responsive. The beginning of the night is where you got to worry, because especially if you're doing, this is a DJ talk, and this is not a DJ podcast. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, it's the foreplay. You got to give a good foreplay.
What I do, I'm a DJ. So I go in there. I haven't DJ'd like in a big room. I've done it a couple times during this past year, but not really. So this is like one of my first like big room gigs where you got to go from like 11 p.m. to like 5 a.m. basically and nonstop. You can't play Groove Theory at 11 p.m. You know what I'm saying? You can't play like, Kenny Burke Rising to the Top. These kids, even though they're old souls, they're gonna boo you. They're gonna throw their gum at you. I've had it happen several times. So you got to go in hard, but you don't want to burn records. You don't want to run through stuff when nobody's in the room. So these are the things I had to deal with, and I'm trying to reinvigorate myself, reteach myself all of my tricks. I had a couple DJs. Am I boring you?
No, you're not, sir.
Okay. I had a couple DJs in the room, and I messed up one or two times, and I just thought, like, they're standing down there looking at me like, look at this, man. We're about to take this fool out. This OG out. We're going to take him out because, look, he doesn't even know. It's like maybe how I looked at some of the guys when I was coming up that were, like, the true school guys DJing, and I was like, man, I could kill them if I was playing right now. So I know a lot of people feel that way, but don't worry, you're not going to kill me because I'm going to get back in the game. I'm going to get back in the groove. And then I'm going to kill each and every one of you.
Why does every DJ think that? Like, listen, where you were, that spot you were DJing at, it's catered more to, like, it's such a welcoming place. They're not really coming here for the music sometimes, I think. They're just really coming here to just get drunk. And once in a while, they'll peep what you're playing, but I don't think that's, like, their soul of it. So you're fine. There's places you go, you're like, yeah. Like, what's his name said it? A-Train. It's like Blackbird is where you get a full body workout as a DJ. You can play whatever you want. You test out a crowd.
Okay, that's the second time you've done that. His name was DJ Conflict. That was a guest on episode 1. You can check it out, youtube.com/DJ
Conflict, man.
Wonder.
My respect to you. Don't take it personal. My bad. I know you like boxing. I don't want no smoke.
Yeah. Anyway, you can check that out. Episode 1, Conflict talked about boxing Diplo. He wants to challenge Diplo. And next, he'll be challenging this guy over here. Also, I did another Miami thing. I went to a Marlins game on Sunday.
Miami don't go to no sports, man. That's not a Miami thing. They were just bored. It was a cool thing to do for the gram on Sunday and that little red jersey and stuff.
Yeah, it was Cuban Heritage like week or month or something. They had a bunch of
Sugar
red
Kings, the legendary Marlins.
Yes, Sugar Kings. And Dex Hobbs was the dude that hooked it up. So thank you for hooking me up with those tickets, man. But the main thing I noticed, I'm not a baseball fan at all, But one thing that changes about sports is if you have good seats, any boring sport becomes like fire. So anybody wants to take me to a cricket game or something like that, maybe a rugby match or maybe a WNBA game. If I had like floor seats at a WNBA game, I would be posting all over. Like I would be stunting on everybody at a WNBA game.
You're really from Delaware, man.
Why do you say that?
Cricket? Lacrosse?
I was trying to think of sports that aren't that popular, but I guess... You didn't get that one, man. Yeah, dude. But listen, seats make the action. So thanks once again, Dex Hobbs. And the Marlins destroyed the New York Mets. I didn't know which team to root for, but whatever, man. It was fun. Also, I was thinking about the baseball players. Yo, baseball players are the most like normal looking, out of shape dudes. I mean, they're massive. A lot of them are really diesel and tall, but they're the most out of shape athletes. How do you feel about that, JD?
Not all of them. Yes, the typical prototype baseball player is about like 6'2", 6'4". Some of them are 5'11". Depends on the position, but yes, some of them are out of shape. More like pitchers are out of shape. They just care about their arm strength, so it's different.
I was thinking like first baseman, but it's all good. But one thing I did think about is that women love baseball players because it's guaranteed money.
Yeah, a lot of them would be like, oh, I like their tight pants. Oh, you should love a football player too then.
All right. Up next, one thing that I did see, Mother's Day passed a few weeks ago, and I'm kind of upset at I'm kind of embarrassed and upset for some of the guys that it's the first time they have to post any females in their life, and you get to see what's that ride or die chick look like. I feel bad sometimes. I used to feel bad for kids that would come to school and have like off-brand shoes. Like they'd have like the Voids, I think they were called. The Voids. The
whole Payless shoe source collection.
Yeah, anything from Payless. Like I would cry for children. I don't usually feel empathy. I feel like I'm a sociopath, but I felt empathy for any child that had to wear like bootleg shoes, like Ruse with the little stash pocket on the side of them. And it upset me, and that's what I kind of felt like. It's really exposing some of these guys when you have to post their baby mamas, and you see these are the type of women you are actually dealing with, not what you portray to the world.
This how I look at it. It's normalized that she could be just your baby mother. Okay, it's okay. Just be in a kid's life. You still support her too. Yes, the child support is supporting her as well. And that's how you go about your business. What you do, you get your shit together. You get a good paying job, whatever business it is, and that's how you do it. That's just how I look at it.
Yeah, but you have a scarlet letter known as that baby mama's face you're always going to have to show to the public.
That's fine. Hey, you got to do it for the kids too, but you don't need to forcibly be with that person. That's just how I look at it.
All right, check this out. Do you personally
No. What people should do. This is why I look at it, Eric. We live in this generation. This is what I want to talk about. We live in a generation. We've seen a lot of mistakes people have done, 80s, 90s. So let's change the way we do things. We should learn that. You don't get someone pregnant if you're not set financially. I'm not telling you we're making six figures to get someone knocked up. You know what comes with it. And before you go get this person knocked up, do you want this person in your life as a mother, as your child? This person is a psycho. Please, you learn these things. That's how I look at it.
You think this generation is going to be the generation to change that? The people have been saying that for hundreds of years, but it just happens. That things just happen, and you just go with the flow. You don't
Listen,
think?
I'm honest. I don't got time to waste with nobody. Listen, you're my baby mother. Let me know what I'm paying. Well, I'm still gonna spend quality time, but I'm gonna do me. Now, if I want to work it to that level, let's do it together. Let's harmonize. If not, it's not. I know a lot of dads that are happy they got the baby mother. Of course, I'm gonna show you off on Mother's Day. It's not because it's Mother's Day. I appreciate you. You're raising my seed. You know, I'm sure you're there for me too.
All right. Here's the real question.
Controversial.
Here's the real question.
I'm not sugarcoating shit.
Okay. I love it when you just tell people that I'm a controversial, rather than just stating the controversial opinion. You got to let them know. Hit them double time with that controversy. All right. Check this out. This is the real question I want to know. Can you gain an edge on a business rival or someone who's in your career, or somebody you don't even like, if you know that girls you date are better looking than girls that they date? Do you feel like you have an edge on them?
What do you mean by that?
Like you walk in a room and you bring a girl in with you, and then they walk in a room and you see the kind of girls that they get with, and you kind of like, I guess I'm doing a little better than you, aren't I, man? You ever feel that way?
It depends on the stage I'm in my life. You know, as you get older.
How about right now, man?
Right now, I always get misunderstood for that. Oh, this guy wants to act like he's all that. He walks in the room with this. No, I just know what the fuck I like. I have great taste. I'm not saying I have great taste. I don't want to sound arrogant. It's just like I have a specific type I want to mess with.
Okay, so why did dudes if they have a yacht or there's something like that, they want to go out for the weekend, they ask girls to send pictures of how you look to make sure the vibe is right? Why do people have why are there doormen at exclusive nightclubs? Why is that?
Okay, it's called a club, right? Not everybody could be in. So that's why I would tell everyone, if you get rejected somewhere high end, it's a club for a reason.
The reason I asked that, don't you feel the same way when you're vetting your date, the person that you're not saying your baby mama, which we just talked about, or somebody that you're going to be with for the rest of your life that makes you happy, the person that maybe you want to go be seen with that weekend, you don't vet them the same way that a doorman does.
Meaning, like, if I'll tell her if she's slacking?
Or you won't go out with her if you don't think you're going to look good that night.
Hell yeah. I'm always, if a girl goes out with me, she knows what's up. She'll probably send me my pictures. What should I wear? She'll send me like 3 different options, stuff like that. Yeah, they're comfortable with me like that. They know what's up. I know places to go, some chicks, some places not to go. And every man should have that common sense, period.
All right, last thing. We're going to talk about MC Kevin. You know who MC Kevin is? Out of Brazil. You know what that is?
Yeah, that's an interesting case, man. This is how I look. I don't know the story. You know, people are full of crap.
Yeah.
But listen, if you're a rapper, if I'm a rapper and I'm married to you, come on, man. You should know I'm out with threesome with some chicks. I don't want to hear the fact that this guy just chose to throw himself off the building, man. The way I'm looking at this chick, yes, the girls were probably hotter than her. I don't know, maybe she financially supported him in the beginning, maybe.
Well, hold on. Let's actually look at the story so people know what we're talking about. MC Kevin, this is from The Sun. It's like semi-reputable source here.
Sun Sentinel.
MC Kevin's hotel room, I don't want to talk about all that, but he basically, Brazilian MC Kevin, he has a real hotel room that was littered with all kinds of paraphernalia because he had just messed around with a prostituta and model, Bianca Dominguez, 26. It was during a booze-filled evening with her and another dude. They had a threesome, but supposedly it was at different times. It wasn't all at the same time. It was, I think, one dude went and another dude went. But guess what? MC Kevin's wife was going. Oh, hold on. There's the prostituta. Her name is Bianca Dominguez.
Ooh.
They offered her $376 to have sex with him and a male friend of his.
What?
Yeah, I see. I don't know if it was all like together, but I think it was 2 separate things. But anyway, the whole point is that they're out there wilding out, drinking, going crazy, paying $376. Probably a little
That's a little cheap. That's a little affordable. She probably had some disease.
I don't know. What is the dollar value
It don't
in
Brazil?
Well,
yeah, you're right. That's in Brazil.
It might be more, man. I don't know. Anyway, so this is her. This is the guy. This is the girl he traded it all for, basically, right here. And I'm trying to find a picture of his wife, who was a good looking woman as well, and she had it all together. They had just got married. Look, this is them being happy right
she
here.
Looks like she was supporting him financially in the beginning, so he's not loyal to her. I feel it.
Yeah. Do you know about that, JD?
No, that's the vibe I'm getting. I kind of get that vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's the tattooed bad boy that she always wanted. Of course. Oh, but then look, she's still by his side here in the from the cradle to the grave, baby, in the coffin. She's right here.
Bro, that's sick, bro. Bro, come on, man.
Oh, okay, that's what she was. Yo, so the prostitute was 26, the wife was 33, he's 23, and she's a criminal lawyer. Dude, you knew she was gonna find out about this anyway.
No,
the forensics department
there goes a red flag right there.
It's in her back pocket.
We already got the red flag right there.
Yeah. So she's a criminal lawyer. You knew he wasn't gonna get away.
I know a case like that, and I'm gonna be real careful what I'm gonna say. Women like her, so to her, her biggest pride is like she got a good looking dude, no homo. She's in her 30s. She definitely did plastic surgery. She's not a speed, so buddy's young. He's not in an age of like, I don't think his communication skill, like most men, like we're afraid to tell women like it is. In a case like that, I just think it's, you could have just kept it real with her because you're an artist. You're gonna be around that. And I'm sure a lot of rappers are out there who date some chicks. I'm sure their wife knows what's up. It is what it is. That's just what comes with it. So
hold on. I think this is I think this guy, folks. If you're check out youtube.com/DJ Wonder. If you're listening to the audio version, you can see kind of the visuals of what we're looking at. But we're looking at what the pal who was part of the threesome looks like over here too. Is this him with the Louis bag across his chest here, dressed in all Louis Vuitton? There,
like he's scamming, like he's living it up in Cancun.
They definitely look like scammers for sure.
He just jumped out with like the 30th floor.
Okay, he didn't jump out. He was gonna pull a maneuver from probably a late 90s like booty call movie or something like that, where you're like, oh man, my lady's coming to get me, I gotta go out the balcony. So he went to the balcony to hang off. He was gonna try one of these where he goes 1, 2, 3 and jump into the bottom, jump into the floor below their balcony. But guess what, he didn't quite make it. Splatted all over the ground, man. This is not a Jamie Foxx movie, my friend. Gravity is real, and that's what happened to MC Kevin.
Yeah, from now on, fellas, if you go out to go do some dirt, you go in a house. You do it in a house, okay? Not an apartment. So you can escape smoothly.
At least you know your surroundings, and maybe you've practiced. Maybe you have an American Gladiator style, a Ninja Warrior style.
And in his case, people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're full of shit." I would just bite the bullet, bro. I'm like, "Yep, that's what happened." And what sucks about it, it was not a threesome with chicks. There was a dude involved. I see why. It's awkward. It's like, yo, my whole boy. No, we're just all. I get it. That's why.
I mean, that sucks for you, man, but.
Nah, I would just bite the bullet. I was just like, listen, you're older than me. I'm young. Come on, man. At 23 is a whoring ass age. I tell that to women and men. You're at your prime, man. You're supposed to be doing shit like that.
All right, so if you're a dude and you have a sugar mama, that sugar mama should know that you're going to be messing around with other women closer to your age.
She should know that.
Did you ever have a sugar mama before?
Oh, no, never. I'm Haitian. I don't believe a woman taking care of me. So no. Yep. Nope.
All right. Let's introduce our guest, JD. That was great, ladies and gentlemen. Well, first off, I might as well show our main guest tonight, baby, the one and only DJ Kaz. What's up, Kaz?
What up? What's good?
Out
here.
AKA the Miami staple, the man right there. Look at him. Look at the shirt and look at the hat. He's ready.
Rapping. You see it?
All right.
Come on.
Also, hey, look at this girl. This is my friend Jen. She somehow this girl just shows up randomly at my apartment every so often in Miami. I don't know how it happens, but I let her stay sometimes, and then she tells me, Cash, celebrity gossip all the time, and I feel like it might be useful for my everyday life. So I'm like, hey, you know what? since you're just hanging around Miami every so often, why don't you come on and actually tell other people some of these items that you know about and no other people know about? So Jen, are you ready to do that?
Hanging around.
Okay. What's the first piece of dirt? I want to hear the first piece of dirt.
But yeah, of course I'm fine with it.
All right. So let's get into it, man. Listen, JD and I, we don't know anything except for male on female threesome news stories. So maybe, Jen, you can tell us what else is going on. Hit us.
Okay. Well, this one, I already told you, Eric, last night. I know you're going to edit that out.
This is when I was dangling from my balcony right outside as you told me this one. Go ahead.
So, this is like basically about like industry plants, and it basically says that Lorde, Dua Lipa, Rihanna, they've been groomed since they were like much younger by managers and like industry people, instead of this like sob story, you know, that Rihanna has told of like, oh, I was poor and like got discovered by JD at some hotel. Yeah. So
pimping,
JD or Jay-Z, Jermaine Dupri. Or
oh my God, I was looking at JD and thinking Jay-Z.
Kaz, you know about industry plants. You've heard this before.
Of course. I mean, I think this comes with the territory, but I mean, I don't know, where people like you and me are so in, like we're so deep in that it's just normal to us.
All right. The biggest takeaway that I took from the story was that you mentioned a Dua Lipa. Dua Lipa. I like Dua Lipa. She's
man,
really
that British accent. Ooh.
Is it British?
Yeah, she's British. God damn.
All right, so this is the problem that I have. I think she's attractive sometimes, and I think she looks a little masculine sometimes.
She's very off and on. Sometimes
she got that Urban Outfitter model.
Okay,
vibe.
So right here, nice soft features.
She's Albanian, that's why.
Looking good, but then you hit the side of the face with a little blush the wrong way, and things go a little sideways, man. Like
see what I deal with.
Hey man, listen, I thought I was that savage, bro.
Hey, look up Dua Lipa's dad.
Yeah.
Okay. So
very manly.
Listen,
Albanian.
thank you, Kaz, because I'm gonna show her one more just check it out. Check out just type in Dua Lipa pics and you can kind of see what we're talking about here. You know, we're not judging anybody. just taking a look. All right, so what I was gonna talk about is women that I can automatically tell what their father looks like by looking at them, and it's not a bad thing, because sometimes those masculine features kind of help. Like I love like thick eyebrows, you know what I mean, stuff like that. I like a little mustache. No, I'm joking, but I do. You could see like a chiseled face. Sometimes the face structure the father will lend to his daughter, but then when you could see the dad's face. Imagine, you know, giving a nice kiss to a young lady, and you're envisioning dada. So, you know, I thought about this with like Brooke Hogan and Hulk Hogan, stuff like that.
I can relate.
Brooke Hogan is also like, what? She's probably like 5'10", you know?
Yeah, like, that's a stout woman.
Like she wears like grown. I mean, I don't know, like tailored clothes. I don't know, but she's big, you know. Like it's not like. If you see her, you don't know who her fucking dad is. Like, you know, it's like, she's Hulk Hogan's freaking daughter, you know.
I just think this should be illegal. Women are 6'1", 6 feet. Like, what the hell, bro? That's illegal. But that's gonna sound like a sexist. I don't mean it like that. It's just, you're taller than me. What the?
I mean, there's girls that like to be taller. The girls that like to be the controlling. Look at me with my little. I almost said a politically incorrect or non-PC term. Look at me with my little person. You know, like. And the girls feel like empowered, you know, like there's this thing with girls feeling so empowered, and then also the guys sometimes like they're like, look at me with my stallion, you know, like
yeah, dude. Like usually it's like that's part of the, like what we were talking about before. People like to be seen with good-looking women, and they feel like it's an accessory when they walk in the restaurants and stuff. Especially smaller guys, they love to have a model on their arm, or at least.
I mean, the trophy wife. I have a friend of mine that right now is currently dating his trophy. And it's so funny because he goes into this like persona when he's dating these girls that like we know him and we're like, yo, bro, like this is like, okay, you're putting the Sting mask on, you know, like he's putting the fucking Sting mask on, and like he's super like, oh, let me pull the chair for you, you know, let me do this, that, and it's funny because he showed up to one of my gigs, and I was shouting him out on the mic, and I was like, you know, putting him on the spot. I was being a jerk, you know, and he was super like, oh, you know, like I'm at work kind of mentality, you know. But he to him it's his trophy, so he will do no matter what it takes to like, so he can walk in and be like, he wants guys to be like, damn, she's so hot, man, that guy fucking did it.
Exactly what I'm talking about, baby.
Why do you want to be so envied like
No,
that?
because it shows you're a powerful person, and the ultimate goal is women do rule the world, and I don't care what anybody says.
They do.
It's the
I
truth.
love my women.
You do everything.
I love all of them.
Everything you
I'm
do
specific.
is for a woman. No. I'm a creative person. It's all about my art. No, you're ugly, and you found something that you were good at, so you could impress the girl on the playground. That's the whole point. You just happen to get good at it. Everything revolves around women. And that's what I'm saying. You're looking for the best possible option to present yourself to the world. And I think that's what's happening here. Anyway, okay, let's move on from Dua Lipa. Jen, speaking of women running the world, go ahead. What's the next item you have there?
So speaking of, women that are in Hollywood with their dads that are famous, like Steve Harvey, his daughter, Lori Harvey. Lori Harvey dating Michael B. Jordan. This was a blind
That squirrel
item.
chipmunk looking at So no, before she goes forward, these women out there be like, I want a man that's 6'4", 6 this. You look at Michael B. Jordan, he's like 5'8", 5'9".
I don't
and
care.
a guy's
He's so
height
hot.
that is short, and do not go there with me.
That's short?
Yeah, and a guy's height. It's not I'm saying short. It's not what I mean. It depends how you built, with that height, whatever. But I don't like when women do that. So an average guy has to be this whatever to you, but a celebrity, it's like Lil Wayne, right? Wayne's what? 5'6".
He's short.
He's short. And you mean to tell me you're 5? No. And but with me, I got to meet this. Ladies, come on.
No, but most girls that automatically want that off the rip honestly have nothing to offer.
Of course.
I mean, we can get into this subject.
All right, real quick, I just want to say that Michael B. Jordan looks like Steve Harvey. And I said this before they started dating. Michael B. Jordan could play a biopic of Steve Harvey. Like
young Steve Harvey.
Yeah, from the Kings of Comedy all the way up to Family Feud. It could be Michael B. Jordan. And now, so the same way that or let me just say me, I don't know about anybody else, that I might see a resemblance of somebody's dad and their daughter. I wonder if she is like kissing Michael B. Jordan and thinking, Steve Harvey with that big old bushy mustache rubbing up all my lips.
With the chalkboard eraser mustache.
Hey, George, shout out to you, George. Your brother is a phenomenal bodyguard to Steve Harvey.
Only better mustache is Drake's dad.
Oh, that mustache, bro.
King.
Man, that's that wake up in the morning, you got all the eggs stain in that mustache.
Yeah, let me tell you, the ladies love that that crop duster or whatever that thing is.
Bro, that's like a clit
paintbrush.
rubber. That's like a clit rubber.
Oh my
It's like,
God.
See, let me tell you something, JD. We're trying to be a little more clever. We don't have to. We don't have to say
everything to make a world, man.
say those
personality
words.
is savage. Your personality is tamed. Hers is professional, and his is like
I'm
mild.
chilling.
He's a chill, and I'm just savage.
I'll give very forward responses.
Exactly. That's how it should be.
My commentary will be very direct. So.
All right, well, let's get it. Let's do some more. Let's do one more story and get your forward response there, DJ Kaz, and then we'll really introduce you and get to know about you.
Oof.
Go
I
ahead.
never did the story. I just said their names.
Oh, well, what was the actual story? My
I know.
bad. Go ahead.
So the blind says,
Hold on, real quick. Let's talk about Steve Harvey's mustache again. No, go ahead. Do the story.
it says that I've been telling you this since day one. Okay, let me explain blind items. Eric, you didn't explain blind items. Did you?
Go ahead.
You didn't. So blind items are basically like people in the industry that write into this like very long blog. So this is either going to come out in the news soon, or it's way more, well, it's all alleged, but it's way more factual than looking at something on, well, TMZ is pretty accurate.
Like reliable
Page 6.
sources.
It's, way more reliable. So somebody said, I've been telling you since day one of the relationship between Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey that he was seeing other people, and he continues to be. And that if Lori Harvey is fine with it or doesn't know is the question. The other women have been and continue to happen, though. So basically, he's cheating on her, even though, they're going around town like...
He's Michael B. Jordan.
I know.
I mean, it's like ball player wives, like they sign up for that lifestyle. Like, what do you expect? I'm sorry. Like,
Exactly.
Like if they want the Birkin, they want this, they want that, they want the truck, they want whatever. You know, like they know that their husbands are mainly cheating on them.
If I got money like that, I'm
Like
not
I
faithful to one
like
person.
He was there every Monday at FDR every Monday. Like
Yeah.
all those ball players would leave with different girls, come in with different girls. Like, I mean,
So you have to just accept it, unless you're J Lo.
No, I mean, I think it just comes with the territory. And I mean, I'm not saying every single ball player is cheating, but the ones that are out, like, you know, you obviously have some kind of power that with these girls that you can just pull whatever you want.
Once again, goes back to what I'm talking about, man. It's a double standard, but it is life. But shout out to AC Green, who was a virgin basketball player. I don't know if he still is. That's a great guy. AC Green, look him up. A good Christian man. So not everybody's like that, Cass. All right, Jen, let's do one more quick one. What do you got?
Okay, well, I have this about, Aaron Rodgers is allegedly gay. It's alleged. It's all very alleged.
Did you just hear what she said, JD?
Bro,
You know-
I used to always want that girl he used to date. What was her name? Ham?
Which one? Oh,
What was her name? Munn? Olivia Munn?
Olivia Munn.
Ham.
First of all,
So-
I love that name, Olivia.
Ham.
He's just hungry.
It's just Olivia Munn, man. Yo, come on, Aaron. Put me down with that, man. I'm on
I
the
know
way
she's
up.
insanely gorgeous, but they always it was alleged that was his beard. And actually, she came out after they dated, and she was talking on a podcast that a guy that she was dating for a long time, he only wanted to have sex in the dark and from behind, and it's Olivia Munn, and it's like she dated him for
Scary
so long,
movie.
so obviously it had to have
Yo,
been.
missionary gives you the best nut. The hell's wrong with people, man? But you still, doggy style gotta go though. Like, I mean, it gotta happen. Not gotta go. It's gotta go down too.
All right, so Jen, finish the story. What's with Aaron Rodgers?
So right now they're just saying that he's engaged to Shailene Woodley, who is an actress. Do you know who Shailene Woodley is?
No idea.
I feel,
I'm very disconnected. I don't know anything.
but you know who Aaron Rodgers is, and that's all
he's-
that matters.
Isn't he in the Avengers, right? One of those-
NFL player
Oh, I don't
from
know.
Green Bay Packers.
I don't know. I don't follow sports.
I just think that man's spoiled. That's it. They don't know their worth. They don't know their
Yo, but hold on. Does Olivia Munn go out with one of the Avengers or something now? Some superhero? What's the
No,
guy?
she's going out with John Mulaney.
Oh crap! I forgot about that. Yo, that's another one. We'll talk about that in a second. But real quick, what was the moral of that story with Aaron Rodgers? What happened?
Is that Shailene Woodley is now his beard?
And
a beard is basically a
I know what
girl-
that is, but
yeah.
what has she been in? Shailene Woodley. I'll look her up. Go ahead.
She was in this new movie,
right, here she
Adrift.
Let's see here.
Big Little Lies is what I know her from. You guys would know that.
JD, JD, what are we thinking of? How are we? She looks like the T-Mobile, or is that what it is? Or Sprint?
Is that a club lip? Whatever it is, she has.
She has a cleft lip.
Cleft lip?
Oh my god, that's the
Like,
first.
what club live?
That's the first thing you
Yo,
think of.
if they were to make a Freddie
I was
Mercury
like,
biopic
I was like,
again,
wait, are you saying that they're at Live?
Club,
I'm like, oh, they're at Club Live, and I'm like,
Are they a club?
if they were to make a biopic for Freddie Mercury, it would be a good one for that. Aaron,
For
go.
Aaron Rodgers, he doesn't look like Freddie Mercury, man.
Mustache.
He might,
No, he's way hotter.
He obviously might like listening to Freddie Mercury, if you know what I'm saying. But anyway, this is her, and like I said,
She's too pale for me. I like her hair color though. But go
That's
ahead.
specific.
going back to what I was talking about. Listen, man, I'm like, if this guy, if Aaron Rodgers, one of the most successful NFL players, could have any girl he wants in the entire world, this is the girl he chooses. To me, I just look at it as kind of like, okay, we're almost on the same level, my dude. I'm looking right here.
so you're telling me I have a chance?
Yeah, it's like basically you're telling. So this is all I have to look forward to. I make tens of millions of dollars a year, maybe $100 million, who knows? And this is who you choose.
Well, the rumor is that she's also using him as her beard because they say that she's gay, allegedly.
Because Hollywood is completely psycho. Speaking of which,
Oh my god, that picture.
oh, hold on. We got to talk about one more thing. Kaz, I promise we're going to get to you. So what I'm going to show you is pictures from Australia. They're filming the next Thor, I guess, with director is Taika Waititi.
That don't sound right. What is he, Polynesian or some shit?
I don't know. I was thinking that too. But anyway, this
He
is,
looks like he's half Asian. Yep.
yeah, maybe there's some Asian in there, Polynesian, who knows.
Okay.
So this is Tessa, who was in the Thor movie. She was like one of the characters in the Thor movies, and obviously this is Rita Ora. Yo, this is them like wilding out at a like this looks like the early morning hours of a freak fest.
That's
What do you
Rita's boyfriend, though.
What do you expect? Like, this is me in the future.
going
Salt
ham.
and pepper hair. I'm successful. I'm a producer. I'm hanging out with them. Of course, might go down like that.
Okay, so Taika, or I don't even
He
know how to
has a
say it.
bitch name. I'm sorry for my language. He has a
Jeez.
girl name like Taika Waititi.
Okay.
Sound
Anyway,
like
yeah. Honestly, every time I heard like Taika Waititi, I think it's like a woman writing like
sounds like a model, like a Suntropic calendar model, like from
No, I think
French
I think
Polynesia.
I think it's like a black empowerment author, somebody to
Hawaiian.
uplift African American people.
Yo, he
That's
looks like The Rock there a little bit. Like they could be related in that picture. Damn, The Rock, get your peoples, man.
All right. So anyway, so Rita Ora is going out with Taika, and then Tessa is in the movie that he directed.
So
Okay.
she joined in.
And so it looks like they're having a party, and then bong. Look at this right here. Look at this. The first off is that look all the way to the right, folks, on the screen. Is this Rita Ora and Tessa just having a conversation, or are their noses touching? Are they hitting them with a little Eskimo kiss, maybe right there? I don't know. You look. Let your eyes be the judge.
I
What
would
do you
never
think?
be that close to a woman's face or anybody. I mean, I've never even been that close to.
I don't believe women saying that. You've kissed women before. It's okay.
I
Women,
never.
women love women. Doesn't mean because you kiss you want to sleep with her. I
No,
just
I
think
know.
women do that.
Hold on, wait a minute. Who's this random woman to the left? It's like somebody is like the maid or something, or maybe a publicist
Eric.
just hanging out, and they're making out right in front of her, and she's just like, oh, yeah, it's a normal.
She looks like the snitch. That's
normal
what she looks
Friday.
like to me.
That's a normal
A
Friday.
Karen.
Snitch.
So anyway, and then so that's them kissing, and then let's go to the next piece right here. Boom! Look at them. Which does Rita have more passion for? Taika or Tessa? Right here. Which one is it? So anyway, the whole point of showing that is that Hollywood, anyone in Hollywood, they're complete freaks. Don't ever in your life tell me how to live my life or lecture me at the next award show. We know what's really going on. We know who you worship. We know what you had to do to get where you want to go. And we're talking about these industry plants. We know who planted something inside of you several years ago before you popped off. So don't ever lecture me at another award show again. That's what I get out of seeing those pictures. Anybody else? Anybody get something else from those pics?
It's a threesome.
My guy's just getting
That's
yeeks.
all I get.
My guy's getting yeeks. I'm not mad.
Oh, he's enjoying it, man, with the baby face with the salt and pepper hair. I'm right next to him. Why not?
He's actually not bad looking, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, he's a good looking guy. He looks gay though, but hey, nothing against gay people. I love
It's
y'all.
fine.
Y'all give me all the pussy in the world, but I love him.
I mean,
All right.
he's swagged down.
All right, this is a good transition point. Thank you for that, JD. Are you ready to are you ready to move into interview mode? You ready? Watch out for the walls are about to close in. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Baby boy, look at that. All right, folks, it's time to introduce the man who's been giving his opinions this whole time anyway, but now let's really talk to him. He's the one and only DJ Kaz. What's up, Kaz?
Was good. Was good. Thank y'all for having me.
All right, Kaz.
Out here in the pink room.
The pink room. JD loves the pink room, don't you, buddy?
Pinky.
All right. So, Kaz, if folks don't know, I need you to hit them with the like little
Quick bio?
the 2-sentence bio for anybody that might want to know who you are. I gotta look at this. I'm going back and forth. Boom, 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 boom. All right, go ahead, Kaz. Hit him with the 2-sentence bio.
Nicaraguan, Miami-based open format DJ.
Hold on one second. What are y'all doing? We're doing a serious introduction here. Is there something wrong? Is everything okay?
I feel like I'm in trouble.
You are. Anyway, Kaz, I'm sorry about that.
No, all good. All good.
So sorry about that. Please, Nicaraguan and Miami-based DJ.
Yes.
Continue.
Nicaraguan, Miami-based open format DJ, collector of weird stuff and random things. I guess I don't know. Random. You know, we have a very similar common interest in random pop culture, random music. Very, very open format DJ. I think that's it.
All right. So where did you actually grow up? Were you born in Nicaragua?
I
or were
was
you
born here. I was born in Miami-Dade. I was born at Jackson Memorial. Then my parents were separating right when I was born, so I was raised by my mom in Nicaragua, and my dad lived here. So growing up, I spent most of my time in Nicaragua, and then I would come up here for the summers, Christmas, and then I graduated high school over there, and I joined the U.S. military, and I was stationed in San Antonio for 6 years, and After that, I came here. Right before I joined the military, right before I left Nicaragua was when I started DJing, and it was like hobby. It was a hobby for a long time, and then I kind of started taking it serious. When I got out of the military, I capped in San Antonio, and I've been back here for 11 years.
Well, so you were going back and forth between Nicaragua and the U.S. for what was it really like? Nicaragua just like a
Third world country.
It's third world straight up, because I would think that. I don't want to seem like ignorant to it, but that's what I would think.
No, it is. I mean, and in the 90s it was pretty rough. Like, in the 90s it was straight
gang stuff like that.
No, it was more of like this, because there was a civil war in the 80s and 90s, and I mean, there was a civil war in the 80s, and then in the 90s it was pretty much the reconstruction of the country. I used to come to Miami when I was a kid and have like Rice Krispie treats, Lucky Charms.
You guys would go to the store and pack the whole suitcase up, take it back.
No, I would like when I would come here, my dad would go, like, buy us stuff, and I would always buy like, all the sweets, all like the fruit by the foot, like all the random American shit that like we didn't have. Now I love when it's backwards. When I go back to Nicaragua, when I'm eating like all the fucking random food and drinks and all the fucking food,
All right, this is the big thing. Like, when I was a kid, I only wanted to be in America because I know that we got movies first before anybody else. Like, even Europe, like, got movies and music months later. It all changed with like the internet and everything else. But how was that for you growing up? Like, how long until you got to see like the Goonies or something like that?
The movies. All right, I remember when this is how it was in the 90s. Like, it literally was a rebuilding of the whole city, of the whole country. The first movie theater that reopened was like 95, 94. And there wasn't a movie theater for I would say about 8 years. Like, there were in Nicaragua, there wasn't. And when they reopened, it was always delayed. But then TV, we had the thing with the cable in Nicaragua is that it's mad bootleg. And back then it was no restrictions. So the cable company would have HBO, would have Showtime, would have even the Playboy channel. After a certain time, it would automatically switch, and we would watch all the pay-per-view fights.
Wow, it's just like Haiti. That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's but the cable that we had MTV, and that was obviously all I would ever watch was MTV.
Perfect segue, because that's what I want to talk about. I think Kaz had brought it up that we have a similar interest in pop culture, especially probably 90s and 2000 culture. And what exactly about MTV? For me, I'll just let you know, it kind of helped raise me, basically. I was in front of the TV all the time. My parents worked a lot, so I kind of learned a lot. I'm the only child. Learned a lot of stuff just from watching it through TV. So what about MTV?
Pretty similar. I mean, but for me, it was I've never really been into I've been into music my whole life. I told myself growing up I wanted to do two things: was join the military and be a DJ. Those are the only two things that I would never I wanted to be a doctor. I never wanted to be an astronaut or whatever. And growing up, I just loved listening to music. I grew up with 5 other siblings. My oldest sister was very into new wave, INXS, U2, that kind of stuff. My sister under her was very into Spanish pop. My older brother was into house music, and I was into hip hop and into rock, alternative rock. Growing up, I was I just loved watching MTV. I loved watching the American culture, and even on TRL, and just watching DJs. Even when Kid Rock would DJ the MTV specials and stuff. It was always crazy to me. And we would throw parties in Nicaragua, and then right before I graduated, we did a party where the guy was oh, I'm gonna, because nobody would play hip hop. So I was yo, I want to DJ, and they had the little dual CDs, and I burned a CD, and he's yo, I'll just show you what to do. And I burned one CD because I didn't know. So it was pretty much fade in, fade out, hit next, fade in, fade out. And I was playing Ja Rule, when it first came out, Big Pun, doing Still Not a Player, Hypnotize, and but people, because nobody else would play that. And I was in this little dual player, 17 years old. And it was just the influence of that. And that, right when that happened, the cable, this is a super crazy story. The cable company became legit, so they couldn't show American MTV. Now when you go back, it's all MTV Latino, and all that. So the influence of music is completely different.
People always talk about 90s is the greatest generation ever for music, and I think that's what I say. Some people may not agree with me. The reason I think why is because it was the first generation that all genres were kind of blended together.
Right.
Like you could, like, we watched MTV, and like it would go from one video to a grunge song, one video to a New Jack Swing song, one video to a hip hop song, and then a pop song, like a boy band or something like
Right.
that, like later on in the 90s. And I think now it's popular because kids grew up with iPods and shuffle mentality and everything else. But that was the first culture shock of like mad different types of people all coming together. So I think that's why it resonates the most, at least with me. What do you think about your favorite shows back then, and why do you think we're still attracted to that era right now?
TRL was it. TRL was it for me. Like TRL literally was like, come home, put it on, and it was the music, and I loved all the music. Like, you know, like for us, it was very not controversial, but it was very questioning if you liked boy bands, if you liked Britney, because like, so my room growing up was covered in posters. Like half of my room was literally like Britney posters, like up to the ceiling. Britney, Christina Aguilera. I had an American Pie poster because my boy's uncle worked at a movie theater, and he got it for me.
That was a connect back then.
That was a
You were at a movie theater, you
connect.
got it.
Yo, you had to plug, and it was in Spanish. It was in Spanish because it was Nicaragua. It was so fucking
Yeah, when I used to
dope.
go to DR, yeah, they used to be like, they'd be in Spanish.
And then the other half of my room was cutouts from the Source magazine. My dad had a P.O. box, so we would order stuff to Miami that would get sent to Nicaragua. So I would get the Source, and it was wild because it was at his job. My dad was like the regional manager of this local restaurant branch, and like in his desk in his office, like they'd be like, "Oh, the mail's here," and it's like Trick Daddy on the cover with like his grill, you know, like.
Yeah.
And my mom would
And
be,
that advertisement for Mercedes, that the album that never came out on No Limit Records, with her like spreading it
Yeah,
over
yeah, with
on
the
back of
yeeks
her.
out,
So
yeah.
were you more of a double XL magazine guy or the Source?
I was about the Source.
I had all the
about
Source. I still have some in storage.
I still
man.
have some in Nicaragua, like
Just-
I'm pretty sure.
Just reading the article, man, when they don't make him like that anymore.
I mean, it was everything. The thing, and it was, to me, it was an experience because I literally would like how kids, you know, would bring the East Bay catalog to school. Like I would
Yeah.
bring the Source, and then like it'd be like every page, like, you know, like the academics ads, you know, like the clothing. It was the Johnny Blaze Method Man ads, and like the belts and everything. So
What do you think is the draw? Is it nostalgia for you, just because that's when you were, like, we always talk about this, that's the era that shaped your musical knowledge because you were a kid and you were just learning as much as you could, or do you think it was actually a special time?
it is about nostalgia, but it's also the conditions that we grew up in, I believe, like, because we didn't have access to the internet. Like, if we would download a song on Napster, it would be like 3 hours to hear 30 seconds of Papa
Exactly.
Roach, you know, like.
It's like the 90s. Remember back then, my stepbrother put me onto hip hop. So when they go to New York in the summer, on the VHS, they'll video record the music videos.
Yeah.
I remember the first music video I watched was the Lauryn Hill Nas one. What's that famous song they got? Yeah, man.
If I Ruled the World?
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
famous Tupac hit him up video with the white background, and
You know
we used to
what's
have
crazy?
watch parties. We'll put on VHS. Now you got YouTube. To
You know
do
what's
that.
crazy? It's the same thing. I mean, you know, we've been agreeing with a lot of the stuff, the similarities with Haiti and Nicaragua, you know, third world countries. We, in the 80s, when we were going through the Civil War, my sister and whoever would travel to Miami would come back with those 8-hour tapes of just MTV. Like, they would just hit record at 2 p.m. and, you know, it would record till 8 o'clock. So my mom told me when I was growing up that, like, that was my babysitter, because they would come back and put Tina Turner videos, like Madonna videos, like they would just sit that on the TV, and I'd be in, you know, on my in the crib, like watching it and whatever. I mean, and I've always loved 80s music. To me, it's like one of my favorite genres. So she told me, like, it's because of that, because we would you know, we just have it running because they didn't have cable. We didn't have, you know, anything, no local channels really. So they would just play those 8-hour videos.
All right. Let's run through a couple things. Just give me the first answer. Can there ever be an exclusive level of an MTV celebrity again like it was?
I mean, there's influencers. That's the same equivalent, I would say. Kind of like a Jake Paul.
So you would rather be a TikTok star now than an artist that has a song that comes and goes like that?
It's I mean, it's the equivalent, I think. It's the 2021 version, you know. You can't have the nostalgia of thinking that the exact same thing is going to happen again. So it's just an Instagram TikToker is the equivalent, I think.
All right. So, who is the baddest MTV VJ of all time? It could be a guy too. Which one do you think?
Matt Pinfield.
Matt Pinfield is
What the VJ stands
Matt
for?
Pinfield is your Jet Beauty of the week.
Well, it's just, I mean, it was just, I don't know. He was like the cool older guy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was actually thinking about who you thought was the most attractive, but let me tell you, Matt Pinfield is the reason I do a segment on radio called Stump Wonder, because on TRL it was a segment called Stump Matt.
I remember.
And so I kind of utilized that segment or remixed it.
He was just like the knowledgeable one, I think,
Yeah, dude, I love Matt Pinfield. But for somebody you might have been attracted to on MTV, who's your favorite?
You know what? I'm gonna say, like, I had this weird Kennedy crush growing up. Like, 'cause she was like such a dork. I always had that coffee shop. Like, we didn't have that in Nicaragua. That was like so American. Like, the like kind of sus. Not sure if she's like a lesbian or she's gonna like take you out. She like, I don't know. She was just like too cool. Like Daria vibes. Like, I thought Daria was like super hot. Yeah,
JD knows a girl that like looks like Daria, I think.
Who's Daria again?
Never mind. All right.
Daria is the one with the mean face, right?
Yeah, the cartoon.
Yeah, that's what they used to call my ex-girlfriend. Yeah, Daria. Alex, if you're seeing this, yep, that's what me and Michael used to call you, Daria. You stiff face, but yeah.
All right. Who is the baddest? And this is a little bit like later on, maybe maybe the late 90s, early 2000s. Who's the baddest video vixen of all time?
Melissa Ford.
Hold on. What?
She couldn't afford an Honda Accord.
I mean, I never really cared. I remember watching, you remember those like hip hop honeys videos?
Yeah, like game
Yeah,
records?
yeah, like I remember those, but I watched those. I don't know. I'm such a dork that I never really cared about the girls in the videos like that.
Yeah, you were too busy worried about Matt Pinfield.
I was too busy worried about like who produced the song and like what song can this,
Exactly.
what's the sample in this and like who produced this and like, I don't know. I'm like such a huge music nerd that I get distracted.
All right. Well, when you're out playing, folks, if you're listening to DJ Kaz plays all around the country, all around the world, but especially if you're in Miami, you come check him out. He'll incorporate a lot of like some of these TRL bangers. You might hear some Moneybagg Yo back to back with some Christina Aguilera or something like that, possibly some Britney back to back with Young Dolph. How do people in Miami or wherever respond to it, and how do you work it in so they kind of it's not an abrupt change?
It's very tedious. I mean, I make a lot of edits, so like what I do for you non-DJs, I'll grab the song and I'll grab the best part out of the song and make a short version of it. So it's just about taking a lot of risk and knowing how to get out, because I think you can literally play whatever you want if you know how to get out and you have like the right edit of it,
For non-DJs that we're talking about right now, if you ever want to dabble in this and you just decide to throw on something that you think is hot and then it doesn't go over very well, you just have a record called Be Faithful by Crooklyn Clan, Fat Man Scoop, and Little Faith Evans. You throw that on right after any bad record and it'll get the party going.
Or Party Up.
Yeah, Party Up, DMX, Be Faithful, Poison, Belle Biv DeVoe, It Takes Two, Rob Bass. Any of these songs you throw on at any given time of the night. What? JD, can you not do that, please, man?
My bad. I had the DMX song stuck in my head. Okay. I need coffee.
There's
tired,
a few like I'll load a thumb drive like with the emergencies,
Mm-hmm.
and some of those always work no matter what. And people's mindset, people's attention span is so low that they don't even care.
Yeah. Speaking of which, attention span is pretty low.
I need coffee.
And right here too. They're over here looking at their phones, having their own conversation. Don't worry, Kaz. We appreciate it.
No, we're cool.
And so now, if you're able to program a night at a nightclub or even a club in general that utilizes your musical taste, what would the perfect night be like for you?
It would start on some chill vibes. I mean, it would be anything from reggae to like R&B to like slow rock to maybe just something that's like a vibe kind of stuff. And then slowly build it up with some throwbacks to get the people to connect with the people, to lock them in. Once you lock them in, you kind of start throwing some bangers, and then you start throwing the left curveballs and all the weird stuff. And once you lock them in and you have them really locked in, when you hit them with like the current hits, I think that's when you can your risk versus reward is a lot, like your risk is a lot lower because your reward is going to be a lot higher. and last half an hour very nostalgic, very either sing along or slow jams or just something that hits, some seasonal, if it's towards Christmas, you can play weird Christmas music, and that's it. Yeah.
Right. I think me and you, we should go half on a place, man. We'll call it Pinfields. All right, after our favorite Matt Pinfield. What do you think?
There you go.
That's good.
The Mats.
All right. Now we're talking about nightclubs, and we just happen to be talking about Miami, but this could be anywhere across the world that's opening back up right now. What's the scene like in your particular local area, which happens to be Miami, before and after? Do people look at you different? Do people try to undercut you? What's going on with the whole scene?
So when things started to opening up, what happened with a lot of these businesses is that the businesses got rid of a lot of the middleman positions, bookers, entertainment directors, anything that was kind of not like a filler position, but depending on the spot, either those people got let go completely, or when they reopened, those jobs didn't exist, and either a manager, a bartender, or somebody in the scene became in control of that position. So when things started opening up, I got reached out personally by either DJs, managers, bartenders, people that are in the biz, and they were like, "Hey, look, we're gonna open up here. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that." And I told them, "Look, I'm interested. Like, I'll work with you. You guys have put money in my pocket for a long time, but just know that when times come up, it's back to normal." So I did that with a few people, and it's all about the relationship that you have prior.
Is there any place that you wanted to play that you haven't been able to play in the past, or a certain party that you wanted to play that you weren't able to, that now you think you might have the clout that you could get on some of those lineups?
Yeah, there's a few. I'm not gonna name them though. But there's a few. There's a few parties, events. I'm a firm believer in the door opening from the inside instead of me trying to open the door. I've just been building my name, building my brand, connecting with DJs, and I think a lot of those opportunities will eventually come.
Yeah. So one of the reasons I wanted to have you on one of our first episodes is because you do a podcast with DJ Zaya, right?
Yes, with DJ Zaya. He is currently not this person right here. That's not DJ Zaya. But yeah, we have a podcast called MI Radio. It started as two working Miami DJs and seeing Miami through the eyes of a working DJ. We didn't really want it to be a DJ-based podcast because then you end up talking about the same thing over and over and over. Mm-hmm. So we started to just kind of broaden the whole the view of Miami through everything. We started to get other people that were involved in the nightlife, people that have been in the nightlife, or people that are visiting Miami and what's their take on Miami or what's their experience in Miami, and just kind of inform people. A lot of our listeners are people that grew up with us and, are not in the clubs anymore. So having a certain guest brings them back that nostalgia, and it's still connection because it all resonates and it all circles back to just Miami.
All right, the people that are maybe listening and want to start their own podcast, what is the biggest challenge that you guys have come across, and how have you overcome them?
I mean, it's the main things is being consistent and then having the content. That's it. Like, if you're consistent and you have content, you can just keep going, keep building, because a lot of people hit a wall. Like I said, if it's a DJ-based podcast, you're going to talk how much about opening, Mm-hmm. Like, now there's some content of, places are opening up. How would you DJ again? We do touch on those things, but like, we always try to keep it very broad to where we're not pigeonholed into just one thing. Be consistent with the content, with the branding, and invest your time, and know that it's not going to be easy, and it's every week or every month or whatever, you have to like put something out.
Do you need a guest every time, or can it just be your opinions?
No, I mean, we have every 2-3 episodes we'll have a guest, but then like right now we're going to record this week and it's just going to be us. And it's normally a good list of topics, and, we catch up and everything. So, example, like if you want to do a Memorial Day weekend wrap up, there's a lot of content to talk about that, depending on what you're doing. And so as long as you have the content and you have the topics, instead of just dwelling like, okay, this is the new music and this, no, like, you have to get to the point.
Right. Speaking of Memorial Day weekend wrap-ups, make sure you all wrap it up for Memorial Day weekend. JD, do you have? You're a new fledgling podcast host. Do you have any questions for like a seasoned vet over here?
Not really.
I've known JD for a while. I mean,
Yeah.
we can ask. We can talk about that.
Yeah, I've known him for a while, like since his Wood days. Yeah,
Yeah, Wood.
he's always been
and FDR,
welcoming to
and
me.
FDR, too.
FDR.
Yeah.
Will be when Jules got a rise, all that stuff. Him and Iron Lion. Yeah. Good times.
Tell everybody how they can listen or watch MIA Radio.
You can find me at DJ Ka5, DJ KA5 on Instagram. That's my main platform. I'm on Twitter at DJ_KA5. And then I repost everything. I repost all my podcast stuff. I have also a show on globalization, Sirius XM. And I have a show on Power 96, Miami's local station.
Yep.
And I am constantly working, moving. I'm also the DJ City rep, so I'm also doing events with them. And just on Instagram is my main platform, and I post everything on there. So
All
just
right. Do you, does the MIA podcast have any beef with any other MIA based
That's
podcast?
so controversial, man.
oh no, I thought you were gonna say something else. No, we don't have any beef with anybody.
I'm just talking about they got any beef with any other podcast in general? No.
No, nothing.
Nothing?
There's no beef with nobody.
All right. Well, as long as you just keep doing the best content that you can possibly put out, that's all that matters, right?
Yeah, I mean it's having and not just putting out whatever. Have an intention behind what you put up, and it make sure you stay true to your brand and what you want people to know you for. Like know what you want to do.
Right. You always bring it back. In comedy, they call it I forget what do they call it again?
Callback.
There you go. Thanks.
I
A
know.
callback. When you set up a joke and then maybe about 4 or 5 jokes later you bring it back, and that's what we're doing on this podcast. We have intention because I heard you just came from the Dominican Republic, and the world revolves around women, and there's a lot of women in the Dominican Republic, isn't that right?
Oh yeah, DR is amazing.
So how was that experience going down there? What'd you go for?
I went for a bachelor party.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, some of them ask you for some papers. Let me take me back.
No,
home.
they get the hard eyes. They see the green, and then they're like, oh my god.
yeah, that's a real interesting place to take a bachelor party. As a
yeah,
woman, Jen, how would you feel if your fiance decided they want to go to Brazil or Dominican Republic for their bachelor party?
Or
Stay
Colombia.
strong.
Well, then I would be able to go to like Italy, you know what I mean? Somewhere with like a lot of dong, a lot of ding dong, tit for tat.
Hey,
Air,
I've heard
tit for
some
tat.
wild stories. You girls actually get down your bachelorette,
Oh.
and then you guys reconsider. I know a dude. He got a chick pregnant on her bachelorette.
Wow.
And then yeah, man, I'm not gonna.
Wow.
That story is wild. And I was like, yeah, man, that's his kid. And he has baby mama drama with her.
Oh
then he had to
my
call
God.
buddy. He's like, yo, dude, she was already called off with the wedding, man. She just wanted to party with her homegirls that day because you paid for it. Yeah, yeah.
The women are very, very voluptuous. You could tell the ones.
I love Dominican women. The tan gets me,
you
man.
could tell
The
which
bad
ones,
news. The bad news.
You could tell which ones just got their diapers done too. Like we were at the airport coming in, and I was like, damn, that one's here for a touch up. Like you could tell, the BBL was already coming out of the saran wrap.
Brazilian butt lift.
Saran wrap. I love that.
All right, so let me tell you my quick Dominican Republic story. So I went down there with a group of friends, and there was only 2 white people, and us 2 white people were the only people that didn't get sick. For one thing, we didn't get that Montezuma's revenge or whatever we call it. Dog, can I tell my story? Or what's up? Okay, so anyway,
Is this how we're gonna go on air? Go ahead, talk.
all right. We go to a club, but it was a locals club in Dominican. It wasn't like the tourist club. That should have been red flag number 1.
Boom.
Okay. Boom. We go in there and we're like, oh my gosh. It's like a 8-to-1 women to men ratio inside the club. I'm like, oh wow, we really hit the jackpot. This place is crazy, man. Why don't more people come down here? Yeah, eventually we found out that they were all prostitutes because they were so willing to dance with you. And it was weird, man. I didn't know I was this good looking. Eventually, I go outside and 2 of the girls go out with me, and I go sit down on the there's like a curb out there, and I'm like, wow, these girls. I still kind of didn't know that they were prostitutes, but I was just like, oh, whatever. I'm talking to them, and they're just sitting there like, okay, we're going back to your place. I'm like, what? All right, and they're like, how much or whatever. I'm like, all right, dude, it's a wrap. But I'm sitting there, eventually. I guess it was their pimp. It was an older white man that you wouldn't, or not white, excuse me, just a white passing, maybe Dominican or something like that. He came walking out, and I'm like, is this like your dad or something like that? He slaps one of them because she didn't have the follow through to get the sale. So that was my Dominican Republic.
Well, what is this? The follow through?
I mean, our trip was pretty chill just because there was still bunch of restrictions. We just chilled at a house, went to like the little beach spot. Because one of our mutual friends has a house there. His dad has a house, so we just had a house, like chill, drank. You know, they smoked cigars, and we went to the city to eat, and just drank a lot. Just drank.
Yeah, my uncle lives out there. He lives a wild life out there.
Just drank,
He's married.
drank. Yeah, and then
Older version of me.
I mean, we like I've been to Colombia on like some really lit trips, but like this was just more chill. Like I think everybody kind of needed the disconnect. You know, we had a house first, two-story house with the pool and everything, and everybody just kind of wanted to just chill.
Yo, does anybody care about like virus crap down there? Or they don't care.
Yeah, there's still like some places still enforce. Like, I mean, they're not fully open. The way that I always see it is like, yo, Miami's like number 2 after Texas. Like we're speed light ahead of the rest of the country. Right now, the rest of the country is like, oh my God, we can do normal stuff again. And I'm like, yeah, we did that shit in July. Like,
Yo.
we just didn't post it because y'all thought we were weird.
Listen, that's exactly what I think. Like all these people that are I don't want to say the words too much because I don't want this to get like flagged on YouTube or whatever. But posting cards of them getting something in their arm and then being so excited, like, yes, we're outside, man. Finally, we can get back to that. I'm like, dog, this is what we wanted from May of 2020, my dude. This is exactly how you're feeling right now. Now that you got your little security blanket over here and you feel like, oh, maybe I can go back out into the world. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Security blanket.
So I feel like Miami is like this. Like, dog, you guys have been doing that. You know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
like I said, I've been working since July. I think we took like a little month break in August, but like a lot of the spots that we've worked had restrictions at first, and then, you know, people wanted to make money and people wanted to spend money more than anything. Like it's more of that, of the people coming out to spend money. And Miami became the hub of all the waste of the U.S. So every single person that got $1,200 that have never gotten a 4-number check decided to come to Miami, you know, and spend their little 4-digit check. Like, and we had to kind of cater to them, but we've been busy here. Like we've been doing everything, you know, and like there was illegal raves for the longest, like 1,000, 1,500.
Not gonna lie, it was the
raves.
best.
Yeah, the raves were wild. Like during the curfew, the raves were fucking wild.
I didn't mind that 12 o'clock thing because I feel like places got filled up quick. It was a better time.
Yeah, but the logic behind it is so stupid.
It was stupid, yeah.
Because they're like, yo, till 12 o'clock. And then 12 o'clock, you open the floodgates, and then the Uber were surging even higher. Everybody's on the street at the same time. So, like, what's the whole purpose of this, you know?
Exactly. I think the searches went up after New Year's Eve weekend. That was it.
Dude, the surges have been insane. Every
New York, get the hell out of the city. Go back to your wonderful city.
Right.
2022. We don't have the work ethic for you guys. We love you guys. Go back.
Anyway, and that's one of the reasons why I came down to Miami. So I guess I'm one of those creeps that invaded your city.
Nah, but we talked. You know, you have your stuff, and I don't see you as one of the people that I always talk about, the Floridians. Like I got hit up for a private event for this New York guy, and like he was recommended from a New York DJ, forwarded me the info. Did this little private event, was talking to the guy, and he was like kind of lowballing me, and he said something like, "Oh, I don't know Miami rates," and I was about to be like, "Welcome home, motherfucker," and like, because like it's not the New York shit up here, you know.
All right, but nobody else is allowed to come down. Just anybody watching right now, it's a wrap. Anyway,
doors closed.
Your city's opening up soon. Anyway, who cares? Have fun.
I know people that already moved that already moved back.
Oh yeah, I know.
With some New Yorkers that already moved back.
Well, I guess we're in it for the long run, aren't we, JD?
Well, I'm here. I'm a Miami bred, so it's my city. So
All right.
I don't know about you, but you need to get used to it, man. Get the tan.
You need to get that tan. Yeah,
show
the
off
first
the
thing.
skin a little bit. I used to wear all black in 2016. What's up with this, man? You don't miss a beat with that.
I guess that's something I need to shed, but I'm never gonna give up all black. Anyway, listen, man. I want to thank DJ Kaz for coming through, and also
Thank you for having me.
Jen, thank you for just wandering over here from behind the curtain over there, and appreciate you coming on the show. So one more time, where can everybody reach you?
You can find me on Instagram at DJKA5. I do have a site, djka5.com. It's a landing site which links all my socials. If you're like 80 years old and you do Facebook.
if you have a what is it, Cricket wireless or no, Jitterbug wireless with the big numbers.
If you have the four number phone.
Yeah.
And then my Mixcloud is on there. SoundCloud, Patreon. I have a Patreon. DJs. All my edits, all the stuff that we're talking about, are up for sale on my Patreon. Just $5 or $10 memberships. But yeah, just hit me up. I answer all my DMs. DJs looking for advice, help, whatever. Hit me up. I do Zoom 101s too. So
all right,
everything.
Jen, where can they find you?
Just Jen D _.
Just Jen D
Yes.
_ on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
All right, JD, you still don't have social media?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go off social media Wednesday.
Okay, cool.
What?
And then the last thing I want to ask you, Kaz, is any enemies that you want to spite right now? Anybody? Anything you need to get off your chest? Nothing.
Nothing. I got love for everybody in the DJ community.
Okay, that's great, man. Good to hear. That's another episode of Complete Animals. Once again, JD did a great job.
I don't think so, but okay. I need my coffee next time.
All right, see ya.